Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the new jumper radio. This is the T8SG and this is probably the first universal chip radio. Why I call it universal? Because it's integrating the 4-in-1 RF chip. This chip, large one, as you will see during the disassembling, is integrating in fact 4 different RF chip. The CC2500. This one is, for example, used for the FirSky protocol, for the Futaba SFHSS, for example. It's also integrating the NRF2401. This one is used by so many toys, okay, the double toys protocol, some Cherson one, etc., Saima one, a lot of. This one, at least there is probably about 30 protocol based on this one. The A7105 is, for example, used for the Absent protocol, okay, and for the FlySky, the FHDS2A or the normal one. And finally, the CIRF6936 is used basically for the Spectrum DSM2, DSMX. So, as you can see, most of the most popular protocol are supported by this radio. So it's great, and in fact is nothing else than taking the more or less the design of the Walkera Devo 7A, okay, here, but integrating all the mode developed since many years in Deviation TX forums. So they got a very good ideas to take all the development and to integrate all the hardware developed by this fantastic Deviation TX team into this compact and cheap radio. Thanks, I dream of this radio and they realize it. So we'll see if this is the direct perfect product or they will need some improvement in the next future product from Jumper. So now let's open this box. Okay, we have this transportation bag written Jumper. That's great. So inside, of course, you will find the transmitter, but a radio command strap, okay, a neck strap, that's great, and here is the radio. Ta-da-da. So it's super compact. Let's compare in terms of size with the normal Devo 7A, because this one is more or less mimicking everything, okay. So we have the same size, it's much more lighter, okay, and except that the navigation menu are inverted. We are more navigate on the right, while on the Devo 7 it was more on the left. For example, the enter and exit button are on the left, Y is more on the right for the Devo 7A. We have the same time of screen, black screen, same resolution. Okay, in terms of gimbal, okay, I prefer the Devo 7A. Is you can feel that it's a little bit less precise, okay. I heard that for the next revision, okay, or maybe a newer model from Jumper, they will try to introduce some Hall gimbal with the Hall effect, so will offer much more precision. So the main novelty here also, we have directly 4 3-way switch. That's great. Remember, the original Devo 7A got only two-way. This, okay, and this 3-way here are from my own modification, but out of the box the Devo 7A got only these 2 one. Here directly we have 4 3-way. That's great, and even more, we have 2 put here, okay, they are a little bit tiny, so I would prefer some larger one, okay, it's a drawback. On top we have a jack input, okay, so maybe to have some earphone, or to for example to plug your radio to a trainer. It's a pro trainer probably, okay, so that's great if you want to fly your radio with your favorite simulator. Some trim button and a large power button, okay, that's all. The antenna can be removed, and it's an RP-ACME model, if I'm not wrong. This is a basic linear antenna, so it can be replaced with a more higher gain, I would say 1. On the bottom side we can find the battery bay, and we have a huge model where here we have the balancer plug, where you will need to plug your 2S LiPo. No accumulator, AA battery bay here. You just need to insert here. It's a 1900 milliamps power 2S LiPo, and it's fitting well. Okay, it's a little bit tricky to, for example, to insert the balancer plug. Okay, sometimes you need to bind a bit the connector, so there is not a lot of free room maybe for the first time, but it's okay. Notice no visible micro USB port. Well, this is the first batch of this jumper, and the USB port is hidden behind, so you need to recover. But as far as I saw from the last build, okay, last batch, they modified the design, and now the micro USB will be located exactly, okay, I hope you will be able to see, will be located here. Okay, so you will have to plug your USB diagonally like this, and it will be much more easier without the need to disassemble your radio command cover to access to the micro USB. Anyway, what you can do, you can mod it, just insert a micro USB cable extender and glue it here, and it will be exactly the same job. So it's not a big deal to modify this jumper to have a more free access to the micro USB port. So let's plug the battery. Okay, so you need to insert it, plug your balancer plug. Okay, and the good news also, we don't have not only some extra button, but we have also an STM ARM core with 250 kilobytes of memory instead of 128 for the Devo 7A. What does it mean? It means that now there won't be any problem to support future build of Deviation TX, because as you may know, the Devo 7A got now some problem of memory. If it's full, to have all the full last Nightingale build copying inside the 128 is not possible. This is why they are now limiting all the features with the Devo 7A. And for this reason, a lot of people was modding their Devo 7A by integrating a 250 STM core chip to enjoy all the new features. Good news, this jumper got a 250 kilobyte ARM core, so no problem to flash for the next, I will say, years 90 build without any problem. So let's power the controller. As you can see, you hear a vibration. There are also a motor to make some vibrations. That's great. So you can put some alarms. Your radio will vibrate it. It's great. So it's another addition, another feature added by this radio, and it's great. What is missing? Just maybe the voice command. They are developing, Deviation TX already developed a mode to add the voice command, voice alert, and maybe in the next jumper release, I'm not sure it will be the T8SG, but probably a deluxe edition with better screen, not black and white, but probably some touch screen, a color one, and they will probably add the voice also, but it will be much more expensive, I guess. So let's turn on the radio, and we have the Devo 7A 250 kilobytes message appear soon. I will maybe return on. Okay, let's see. We have the logo, and it's not the last Nightingale build installed. This is official release of the Deviation 5.0. And if you want to enjoy more protocol, more bug fix in the protocol, it's very important regularly to flash the Nightingale build. Okay, so the release fix, I would say. And the good news, the Japan team is already collaborating with the Deviation TX gurus, and there is already available a specific version for this radio, so no problem now to flash the last revision of Nightingale build. You have to go to the forum and go to the build section, and you will see a jumper. Okay, I will show whatever how to flash the new release of Deviation TX on this radio. So to resume, they had a lot of features. It's compact, it's lightweight. For example, if you want to need an information about the weight, look that with the LiPo inserted. This radio weighs 285 grams. Let's compare with the Devo 7A. Okay, this one is, look that, 618, so close to twice more lighter. Okay, not twice, but not so far. So it's just great, it's compact. You can install an FPV monitor without any problem. You have some vibration, you have three-way, two-pot, the possibility to flash directly the 19 build with the Ultimate one. Okay, what is missing? Well, maybe a color screen with a little bit more larger, okay, some bit better gimbal. It's not catastrophic, don't be wrong, but I don't think they offer the same. I can't remember well if it was 4096 or 2048 precision. Okay, I don't have any information. One word: if you want to power this machine with a one cellular LiPo or from AA battery, you will need to change the built-in voltage regulator, okay, to be offer a step up, okay, from a one cellule. You just need to exchange some transistor and it will works according to the Deviation TX forum about the jumper. So now it's time to check a little bit the internal part, okay, and I will show you how to flash the last revision of the 19 build. Okay, here is the interior part. So what you can find here, this is the 4-in-1 multi-module. Okay, it takes into a very large room, and you can see here the coaxial cable with the inner coaxial, which is the main signal, and here the shield, okay, connected to the ground. And we have the main STM micro, the 250 kilobyte version, so it's really mimicking the design of the Devo 7A. And here, look, that this is a micro USB port, and completely stupid to place here. Maybe they were afraid that the people was flashing directly at the Devo 19 build associated with the 7A Ultimate. You have to know that there are just few changes between these two radio. They make a change into the LCD. You have to inverse one code, one line in the one C file of Deviation TX, and also there are also an inversion of some command, for example on the aileron, some stuff like this. So the difference between the original 7A on that source code and this one is very slight, and so now it's integrated. We have actually a custom build for it, but I'm sure it will be merged into the future 7A Ultimate. Okay, and they will recognize automatically that you are connected to a jumper. Another question: can we transform this radio into mode 1 or to mode 2? I guess yes. So you have to remove this here, the spring, okay, and to install it in the other direction. And inside the 7A, the Deviation TX, you can turn the radio into mode 1 or to mode 2. So I don't see any specific reason that this radio cannot be moded into a mode 2, mode 1. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, maybe you will have to remove the spring here and to attach here. Yes, you have here the attachment for the spring. So I think it's possible, because a lot of people are still flying or are flying with mode 1, and it should be possible to mod it. So now what I will do, I will install the Deviation TX 90 build, okay, so the last revision to enjoy last bug fix and probably some new protocol versus the original 5.0. And the first thing to do, I will use, like the 7A, the classic Walkera DFU flasher. And to use it, first you have to download it and to install the driver coming with. Be aware this driver is can be found to a subfolder of this Walkera tool install. Okay, so when you install this tool, look inside where it is installed, and into the subfolder you have a driver section, and you have to install manually this driver. Okay, so I will show that, but if you see that the Walkera tool is not seeing your radio, it means that you don't have the right driver correctly installed. So let's do it, and I will use the developed custom build. I can't remember by who, but I will give the link, of course, and you will see that it's working flawless, so without any problem. Let's do it. Okay, so here is the different step in order to flash a new release of Deviation TX into your jumper radio. First, you will need to download the software, so type in Google Devo Diffuse Walkera Fan and click on this link here, and you will go to the main pages. It's written in German, but it's not a big deal. and you will have to download all the different versions. Okay, I advise more to use a branch 2.0 or maybe the 2.31. Okay, the different branch. Okay, what you will need also after the installation, so it's an exe file, you will have to run the setup, and the diffuse program will run, okay, and automatically, but you will probably need to install manually the driver when you will connect the radio via the mini USB plug. I said micro in the unboxing, but this is a mini format USB, and you will have to download to install it manually. And you have to know that in general, the driver, when you install the program, is saved into a program file x86 ST microelectronics software virtual COM driver, and here you can select 7A or 8. I'm not sure for Windows 8 it will work, but it should. Okay, so it's the same for the 2.3. You have the same type of driver. So when it's done, you will have to go to the deviation TX, okay, and you will have to go to the deviation TX and go to the forum, okay, and go to the build section and go to the jumper build version specific developed by Vlad VI. And as I said previously, there is just minor changes between the Ultimate 7A release. So you have to download this zip file and to download it somewhere. So this is what I will do. Okay, so I will download it. I already done it, and I will go to my local file where I downloaded, and this is the file, and I will show you that there is inside, when you unzip this file, you have the DFU file, which is the firmware. So now it's time to run the Devo diffuse. Okay, so this is a 2.0 branch, I don't know exactly, and if everything is correct and correctly, when you will plug your mini USB and to USB cable to the computer, okay, so I will do it now. Okay, and you will need to press the X button, the bottom left, while turning on the radio. You will need the battery plug also. Okay, so I keep press and hold it, the X button, and turn the radio, and you can hear this Bing, then installing the driver correspondingly. And now I will browse the DFU file. Okay, and I will go to the telecommand section for me, go to the jumper, go here and select the DFU file. I will open it and I will press to upgrade. Okay, say, do you want it's possible? Yes. And it's flashing. So as you can see, the file is bigger than the classic Devon 7A, because now we have 256 kilobytes of memory in the STM micro, so it's a little bit longer usually, but not so much more. And it's downloading. So the transfer is done by USB norm 1, so it's generally super slow. Okay, but it's like this. Upgrading. Close to 1 minute for just a 213 kilobytes file is super slow. Successfully. The job is not over. Now you have to copy all the file. So you can turn off the radio, okay? And then you will need to keep press this time the enter, so the Ent button, while turning on the radio. So just the button above the X, okay? So keep it pressed and hold it and power the radio. You should see completely an USB driver open. And what I advise to do is to completely reformat this USB device. So you have almost 2 megabytes. So click here, format, okay, to be sure. It's a FAT. Okay, you run the formatting, it's done. And then go here and copy all the file except the DFU and the zip file is not really necessary. Okay, you can unselect this one and select and copy here. So it will take also a couple of seconds. And voila. So now when it's done, you can unmount the disk. Okay. And you are ready to go to power off the radio. And you can turn on the radio now. And good news, you have the new release of the 19-bit is working. Okay, here is the result of the flashing of the last Deviation TX. As you can see, I've got the last version from 19 September. So no problem, everything is working. The screen is not flipped upside down. If you flash directly the 7 Ultimate, you can miss such kind of problem. So everything is working. Okay, and we can enter, no problem, to the transmitter menu. We can monitor the channels, for example, and we have all the access of switch B, switch C, and so on is working, no problem. I also modded my Devo to have a direct access to the mini USB port, so now I can plug directly the micro cable. So I remind that the first batch you need to do such kind of mode, but with the last new one will be introduced soon. The mini USB port is deported to the input of the entry of the battery base, so no more necessary to do such kind of mode. So I will conclude. This is definitively a super great radio. Wow, it's not a super precise radio command in terms of gimbal, not fantastic. The switch are basic as well, it could be a little bit more longer. The ports are a little bit small also. So in terms of quality, it's less good than a real Ghanaian Devo 7A, but at least you have the 4-in-1 multi-module, everything is working. You can enjoy all the telemetry of supported associated protocol. You have buzzer, okay, vibrating, for ideal for some telemetry alarms. Okay, you can set them, and one unique antenna, and you can even have a trainer port. So really enjoy it. It's light, it's compact, powered by a 2S LiPo. Okay, and what else? Maybe the battery insertion could be a little bit better, but not a big drama. And I'm sure that some upgraded version will come with more deluxe edition, better screen, and so on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please submit, and see you next time. Bye bye.